This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 1461, The 4 Habits That Form Habits by Babauta of Zen Habits.net. And I'm Justin Malik, the guy who's been reading articles, book excerpts, even student essays to you every day, including holidays, for nearly 4 years, covering personal development or self-help, how to live a better life, and a lot more. It's always with permission from the authors or websites. Just hit the subscribe button in your favorite podcast app to get new episodes for free. Today's post being from Zen Habits, a massive site. So let's get right to it and start optimizing your life. The 4 Habits That Form Habits by Babauta of Zen Habits.net. My daughter wants to work out more, but she has a hard time forming the habit. Many of you might be familiar with this problem. From having to get dressed to go to the gym, to actually going to the gym, to the thought of a hard workout, our minds tend to put off the habit. The solution is exceedingly simple. Just do 3 push-ups, or tell yourself you have to walk or jog for just 1 minute. Make it so easy, you can't say no. Of course, most people will think that's too easy and tell themselves they have to do more than that. Leo's advice is for other people. Unfortunately, it's this mindset that causes people to fail at habits. We think we can do more, despite past evidence to the contrary, and so we aspire to greatness. We try to climb Everest before we've learned to walk. Learn the fundamentals of habits before you try to do the advanced skills. If I could convince people of that, I could get millions to change their habits, be healthier, simplify, procrastinate less, and start creating amazing things. Today, we're going to go over the fundamentals of habit, 4 key habits to form habits. If you can learn these 4 habits, you'll have the foundation to form pretty much any habit. Habit 1, start exceedingly small. Another common habit that too few people actually do is flossing daily. So my advice is just floss 1 tooth the first night. Of course, that seems so ridiculous, most people laugh, but I'm totally serious. If you start out exceedingly small, you won't say no. You'll feel crazy if you don't do it, and so you'll actually do it. That's the point. Actually doing the habit is much more important than how much you do. If you want to exercise, it's more important that you actually do the exercise on a regular basis rather than doing enough to get a benefit right away. Sure, maybe you need 30 minutes of exercise to see some fitness improvements, but try doing 30 minutes a day for 2 weeks. See how far you get if you haven't been exercising regularly. Then if you don't succeed, try 1 to 2 minutes a day. See how far you get there. If you can do 2 weeks of 1 to 2 minutes of exercise, you have a strong foundation for a habit. Add another week or 2 and the habit is almost ingrained. Once the habit is strong, you can add a few minutes here and there. Soon you'll be doing 30 minutes on a regular basis, but you started out really small. Try the flossing habit. Try to floss every tooth every night and see how far you get. You might succeed, but if you fail, try just 1 tooth per night and see how far you get. Your mileage will vary, but on average, most people get farther with a habit when they start small. 1 glass of water a day, 1 extra vegetable, 3 push-ups, 1 sentence of writing a day, 2 minutes of meditation. This is how you start a habit that lasts. Habit 2, be mindful of negative thoughts. Most people will skip this habit because they don't think it's necessary. Then they wonder why the habit failed. When I quit smoking in 2005, I finally learned to watch my thoughts. I saw that I had a lot of self-talk I wasn't aware of. My mind would start rationalizing the idea of smoking just 1 cigarette. 1 won't hurt. Why are you torturing yourself? Is this really worth it? Just give in. It's much easier. You can't do this. It's too hard. Think about those thoughts for a second. How many did I have that I wasn't aware of? How powerful were they when I didn't realize they were there? How many times did they cause me to smoke when I had previously tried to quit? And how often do these kinds of thoughts act on you? The same thoughts happened when I tried to start running the next month. My mind would say, you should stop now. It's too hard. You'll feel much better when you stop. And of course, thoughts like these are very tempting, very powerful. Then I started to learn to eat healthier and repeatedly failed because I would give in to chips and pizza and ice cream. My mind would say, you've been doing good and this food is your reward. Or, why are you denying yourself pleasure? Life isn't supposed to be hard. I learned to let these thoughts go. They are just thoughts. They don't control me. They're just things that happen like a leaf falling from a tree as I run by. Interesting phenomena, but not a determination of my life. Watch the thoughts. Learn to let them go. Get good at discomfort. Triumph over the childish, selfish, scared mind. Habit 3, savor the habit. This is the converse of habit 2, but just as important. Your new habit isn't some sort of sacrifice, some sort of chore you need to get through to get to your better life. Your new habit is your better life. The new habit, whatever it is, should be something you enjoy. Otherwise, don't do it. If you want to eat healthier, learn to enjoy the taste of this delicious, fresh, healthy food. An apple can be just as delicious as any junk food snack if you pay attention and savor it. If you're exercising, pay close attention to and enjoy the moving of the body, the feeling of exertion, the flow of blood through your brain, the focus. If you're writing, sit with the words and enjoy the quiet concentration, the exhilaration of creation. Learn to enjoy the habit, and the habit will become its own reward. The goal isn't some distant achievement, but the process itself. Habit 4, have a plan for when you falter. This is really key. I can't count how many people I know who have done really well with their habit for 6 to 7 days, and then when some disruption happened, it's incredibly common, they never restarted. Get in the habit of restarting when you falter. How do you do that? Get some accountability. Promise a friend or your spouse that you'll pay $25 if you miss your new habit 2 days in a row, and then double that the next day to $50, and double that if you miss 4 days in a row to $100, and double every day you miss in a row after that. Or promise to mow someone's lawn or wash their car if you miss 3 days in a row. Tell everyone on Facebook that you'll personally clean their bathrooms if you miss 3 days in a row. Missing 1 day in a row is not the end of the habit. Missing 2 days isn't great, but you can recover. Miss 3 days, and the habit is shot. So don't allow yourself to miss 3 days, and try your best not to even miss 2 days. Forming the 4 habits. So how do you form the habits that form all other habits? As simply as possible. Choose one incredibly easy habit to do in the next 2 weeks. Floss 1 tooth. Drink 1 glass of water. Eat 1 fruit. Exercise or meditate or write or do yoga for 2 minutes a day. Just 2 minutes. Then apply all 4 habits to those 2 minutes every day. You'll start to learn how to form a new habit, and that's a skill that will pay off for a lifetime. You just listened to the post titled The 4 Habits That Form Habits by Leo Babauta of ZenHabits.net. Thank you to Leo. Great tips there, and pretty much summed up exactly why I exercise the way I do in small chunks. I just try to get something done so I keep the habit alive and well. So try it out for yourself if you're struggling with this. But I'll leave it at that. Thank you for listening and being here. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back tomorrow as usual, where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.